Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Pee-Wee23, and I'm going to be making a video giving you kind of my thoughts on a game that I just completed last night. And that game is Earthbound for the Super Nintendo. But first, I want to thank all of my subscribers. I just recently passed 100 subscribers about a week ago or so, and I believe I'm at maybe 115, 116, so thank you very much, and thanks for supporting my channel. Okay, on Earthbound, my thoughts on this game. Well, first, over the last 5 or 6 years, I've tried playing this game multiple times where I would play it for about an hour or so, and I just give up on it because I had another game to play or something, and it just wasn't catching my attention really right off the bat. And I'll get more into that a little bit later. Actually, I'll get into it right now. The game is more of a modern style RPG, which a lot of people might like. I'm more of a medieval type of gameplay. I mean, strong JRPGs and different things like that. So this one wasn't really my style, but I went ahead and gave it a shot anyways, and finally buckled down and tried to actually play this game and get into it. And actually, I'm glad I did, because after about an hour or so, I was pretty much hooked on it. It has some really good things, and it has some really bad things in this RPG that I feel like they could have done a little bit better. Some of the good things about it is the music first. The music was very quirky and very funky style kind of music. I mean, just random enemies that you meet out on the map, a lot of them had their own cool personal music for them. So the music was great. Something else I liked about the game is there weren't any random battles, so you could actually see the enemies as they're running around on the map, and you can go up and attack them if you want, or you can run by them. A lot of times it's hard to run by them because they're quicker than you are and they can catch you when you try. But that's why you have an item that's called a skip sandwich. Yeah, skip sandwich. I mean, that's just the kind of items that this game has. This is a very like trippy style kind of game. I mean, you'll go from fighting a crow with some sunglasses at one point, and then a couple hours down the road you'll be fighting like a pile of throw up, or freaking a taxi cab or something like that. So the enemies were really unique in this game, which actually was a plus. Now, one thing that I did not like about this game was the battle system. I felt like they could have done a little bit better on the battle system, because they could at least shown like the sprites or whatever attacking the enemies. Instead, you hit like the attack button and it just flashes up, and you read across the top that it says like, oh, well, you hit him for 55 HP or whatever. So I thought that was a little weak. They could have done a little bit better than that. Another part in this game that I really got annoying was how many times whenever I was attacking an enemy, I would miss. I mean, I swear the main character in this has to be the worst baseball player I've ever seen in my life, because you'll be fighting a tree and he'll miss this tree multiple times. I mean, how can you miss a freaking tree sitting right in front of you? I mean, so that got kind of annoying. The story was okay. The story was, I guess back in '95 would have been great, but now that's 2011. I've seen a bunch of different stories that were like this. I mean, it's basically you start out and you're out to save the universe. So I'm not going to get too much into that, because I don't want to give anything away if you haven't played it. The items in this, the item system was a little bit unique, I guess you could say, because you're eating things like hamburgers and freaking beef jerky and different things like that to refill your health. The instead of like taking tonics or freaking blueberries or blackberries or jellies, you know, like some other RPGs do. So that's actually kind of cool. The only thing that really sucked about it is when you're buying the items in the shop, it doesn't tell you what the hell they do. So you have to kind of buy the item and then look at it to see if it's anything you even need. I mean, because they sell like these cookies that are just fucking ridiculous. There's no reason to have a fucking cookie in this game because it's like only refills your health 6 HP. But you can buy that if you want, if I can have some cookies. So that was kind of an awkward part of this game, is trying to figure out what the items did and everything. But you know, once you get past that, it actually all works. So this game, I would probably give it maybe like an 8 out of a 10 if I was rating it, because it could have been a little bit better. The Super Nintendo has other games that I did like better than this game, other RPG games, and those would be, you know, you got Chrono Trigger and you have Final Fantasy 3 on there. Lufia 2 is quickly moving up my list on one of my favorite games. Lufia 2 was a great game, so check that out as well. But all in all, Earthbound was fun, and I did finish it, and I'm glad I did, because I did have a fun time, and I'm glad I'm able to talk to people about it now and kind of knowledgeably know what's going on. And I guess they tried to make an Earthbound 2, which they were going to call Earthbound 64, and they were going to release it on the Nintendo 64 DD. But after a few years, they dropped the project or whatever, and now they've got a game called Mother 3 on the Game Boy Advance. So I'm going to play that, and whenever I finish these games, I might just throw a little quick video up here, kind of tell you what I thought. But anyways, I appreciate all y'all's support again. I appreciate you listening, and check out Earthbound if you haven't and you're an RPG fan, because it was a good game and it was very weird. Like, I swear these designers really had to be tripping on some mushrooms or something when they were making this, because some of the enemies and ideas behind this game are just freaking way out there. Speaking of mushrooms, you can buy, or you can actually get mushroomized in this game. And what that does is you fight these mushrooms and they freaking like poison you with their mushroom spores or whatever, and you walk around and you actually have a freaking mushroom on top of your head, and about every 30 seconds of walking around your controller messes up and you can't control which way your freaking guy's going. And once you get to the town and you find someone that heals them, you got some junkie that's freaking sitting in a hospital who just got turned down from buying Percocets and notices you have a mushroom on top of your head. He comes over and actually buys the mushroom from you for $50. So, I mean, that freaking status effect sucked ass, but I guess you make $50 out of it. So, anyways, y'all, thank you very much for watching my channel, and I will see you next time.